Welcome to Uncensored Hot Femme. My name is Anna Olsen, and this is the fourth episode of season two. Yay! So let's see if my cats are going to keep jumping up my lap and challenge um, my inner perfectionist around these episodes. I am feeling turned on and a little bit scared. It's been a hell of a fucking week for me, and there has been a lot of rage flowing through my system, and it is so connected to last weekend's episode of The Vengeful Bitch. If you haven't listened to that one, I do recommend you to circle back and listen to it because what I am bringing to you this season is really the uncensored version of humanness, of life, of fucking experiencing, living and lifing. And I think I'm feeling really scared because the good girl in me is like, oh my God, shut your mouth, woman. Don't rock the boat. Don't be difficult. And when I say the untouchable woman is leading me through 2026 and how I'm bringing her forth to you, it is still something I am integrating and embodying in myself. And it's feeling both fierce and tender. And I want you to know that holding these multiple truths and holding these multiple sensations and feelings in your system is the work. That is what expansion is all about. And your capacity to hold everything is so powerful. The woman who is strong with a strong spine, who can also hold her tender sweetness, everything at once. Yeah, it's really the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot. So the untouchable woman, to recap, is bringing you home to your core that is unbreakable and unshakable, and to open yourself up to create the ecosystem in your life and how you hold your standards without minimizing them or dimming them down or thinking that being a caretaker or a nurturer or whatever you have attached to femininity or feminine energy or womanhood or whatever, that it is untrue. We kind of need to unfuck and decondition a lot of things, even when we have been in the space of growth for so long. And maybe, I hate to say this, maybe especially when we have been in the space of personal development, spirituality, because with everything that is going on in the world right now, that is just a lot of fucked up shit. And what have really been flowing through my system with all the rage and the honesty, when you feel those emotions and those sensations of being vengeful and rageful and being so deeply honest with yourself that you're not just positive or mm, sweet and a delight to be around, while also not letting it bleed onto others in a way that is creating disconnection. Because in the end, We want intimacy, we want connection, and we want to feel proud of who we are without diminishing our own internal space. That is the fucking ninja level mastery of holding yourself. When I say you want someone to hold you in the drop, I don't mean someone enabling you. I mean someone who can be with you, be present with you. And that is what we want in mentorship. That is what we want in partnership. That is what we want in life. It's not about perfection, it's about truth. And you feel that it's true because you feel it in your system. And you decide, you decide about what is the culture in your life, in your world. You decide who you are. You don't even need a mentor. You don't need really anything to tell you who you are. You need to remember who you are. And I already know you're so powerful. You're so strong. You have done so much work. And I want you to feel that into the depth of your core, into the depth of your core. So what poured through was also that we let the rage flow through our body and not through our mouth. We let the vengefulness be there. We don't need to censor ourselves, but we also don't need to tell everyone everything we are thinking. You see, I used to, or people even used to think that I was very open and vulnerable because I didn't know how to shut the fuck up. And that was just me blabbing. It didn't hold any substance. And you know when someone is talking and you can be like, wow, they are talking a lot, but like there is no substance in it. And we don't shame or blame ourselves or even others because we just understand that we are growing, evolving people and we pay that compassion to ourselves. You see, I tell women that they should be less understanding. I tell women that they don't have to understand everything and everyone. And what has been flowing through is also just so much rage around integrity and like what you actually feel in your body, but you are gaslighting yourself around that. And when you stop doing that, it's like pulling away the curtain and what you didn't have awareness around in the past, it just becomes so clear. Everything becomes so clear. And that is also part of the untouchable woman because what you did feel in your body and the way you overrided your own system to keep peace, to, yeah, keep connection and to give people the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, it's needed to let the vengeful bitch and the rage flow through you. It is so needed. It is so deeply fucking needed because there is so much intelligence in your rage. And then we use it as fuel in a way that it powers ourselves up. We use it so it can rise through the spine because you are not the feminine fraud. You are the untouchable woman. can't touch this. And you realize that you're so done. And of course, I'm speaking around masculinity. It feels like I kind of romance the masculine last season. And yeah, we are done. We're done doing that. Like, not emasculating men and them feeling emasculated are two different things. And you knowing the truth of your experience is the only thing that matters. You don't need resolution. You don't need for apologies. You don't need anything but to know you know your body, you know your system, you know yourself. And let me tell you, I'm so proud that I created my own life. Like there's such a difference in needing support, but I created this and I know you have created so much in your life. And I want you to be proud of that. Be vengeful, be prideful, be like all the fucking seven deadly sins. You're so allowed to be that. So, with all this rage coming up around the masculine, it's been so amazing this week when I was dancing. I was at my bachata class, and the teacher told us to not be so nice to the men. So, dancing is such a great way of anchoring into polarity, like true polarity and healthy masculinity and what feminine energy really is. And when the man signals to you something, you follow. So no signal, no follow, like no lead, no follow. And the consequence of you not twirling the way he intended to, that is the only thing that is needed. So we also give feedback because not letting someone know how to win with us, that is not really kindness, that is avoidance, and without sugarcoating it. And this creates such a deep appreciation, true appreciation when things go right. So you are really appreciating what is amazing. It's not like this performance of femininity or like trying to poetically like, oh my God, la la la. Like, no, you're just true. And it was so interesting because it was really making me think about how there are just different kinds of people. Like one of the men, he asked me directly for feedback. How did that feel? And not in a way like in an insecure, we always feel the energy behind, like not in an insecure way where it's like, how was that? How did it feel? Like, oh, and you feel like you're still like, okay, I have to hold the emotional weight here for like everything, this whole dynamic. Like asking for feedback. That is such a strong thing of someone to do. How did that feel? A little more pressure, a little less pressure, take it to the bedroom. It's like someone being confident enough to ask you for feedback. That is like the highest level of confidence. And then acting upon that. They are inviting feedback, and that creates such safety for the feminine system. So I was like, ah, like this, but oh my God, fucking love that you asked me for feedback. Love, love, love. And the second is the man you give feedback to that really takes it in and like adjusts. We don't need someone to really apologize, or we don't need someone to make a like whole thing around something when it goes wrong. It's just that someone taking feedback and then readjusting. And when I say someone calibrates to your field, to your space, it's because you create an ecosystem in your world. You hold the standards, you speak them out, you express yourself through your body and through your mouth, and people recalibrate to that. And even your internal pieces rearranges inside of you to recalibrate around that. So the man who asks for feedback is fucking awesome. The second man is the man who really meets feedback with curiosity because he wants to be fucking better. And here I have a caveat because there's just this thing to mothering that is still you doing the emotional labor. That is the man that needs you to be over nurturing, aka the sweetness, or the man that needs you to scold him because you think like a man that can take your heat and your anger, he's like a manly man. No, he's still like he needs your mothering. Like if he needs you to scold them into to like changing, that is still you holding the emotional weight. So if you wonder why you're so fucking exhausted, this is why. You are doing the emotional labor, and that is also what is so invincible in women. Like not realizing the subtle things, and you feel it in your body. You can't really put it into awareness how people hook you in with these little things. And like, no, no, thank you. And we don't need we don't need anyone to understand this. The only thing that is important is that you know you are in your power. You know what is true. You know what you need, and you know how to express it, and you know how to receive it. And yeah. And then we have the man who cannot take ownership of anything, like nothing. And yeah, they're just their own kind of breed, you know. So I've been really reflecting on this and I'm like, what creates safety for us? So yeah, when a man leads you and you follow, you twirl, like that feeling is so amazing. Like if we would make it black or white, the feminine letting go of all awareness and the masculine holding her, she being in pure pleasure. Yeah, that is so delicious. And it is just not humanly possible to be in that state all the time. That would also be you needing caretaking. So we do that, but we so often try to fake connection, fake appreciation, fake how someone was leading us, but we don't sugarcoat it. Like we are not playing nice. We are not letting our good girl take over the steering wheel. And we can be with the discomfort of giving the feedback that is needed so someone knows how to treat us. Because you don't have a revolving door into your space. Like access to you is access to you comes with a cost, it comes with a price. And if the price is for you to dim yourself down and feel dropped and abandoned, and you yourself are allowing this, because if we take it back to the self, then it's always where didn't I express? Where did I caretake? Where did I avoid? Where did I overcompensate? Where did I close the gap? Because we don't fucking close the gap. And we need to be honest with ourselves with these things. So I don't want you to be so fucking understanding. You don't need to be understanding. You don't need to sugarcoat stuff. You don't need to act as if someone is leading you properly when they are not. Because it comes down to one thing, and this is where I've been reflecting because we don't need to be perfect. And the people that we meet don't need to be perfect either. And like, we don't need to test things, but if there were one test, which there is, that would be, do they take ownership? Do they take ownership? And the fun thing happened because I was actually um, twirling. He was actually leading me properly, one of the men, and I did not do my job. And it was a fun thing because he came in, one of the teachers, and started to lecture my partner, and I was like, but that was my bad. And he just kept lecturing, and then we were going to show it again, and I did the same thing, and he was like, it was you. And I was like, I tried to tell you it was my bad. It was my bad. So, do we take ownership? This is not you taking all the blame for everything. It's not you thinking, oh my God, should I have expressed more or less? Like, no, we don't have to be perfect. And for me, this is the only test. Do they take ownership? Can they say, like, this is where I fucked up, this is where I think I did good, um, holding their own standards, their own truths, creating safety from two people. And yeah, that is the only thing you need to know. Do they shift blame? Do they gaslight you? Do they ever apologize with accountability? Do they say, where did I do wrong? How can I make it better? That's all we need to know. And you are loud. You're so loud to stop sugarcoating. If you're still doing that, you're so loud to be a cruel woman. Like, I've been called cruel lately, and I actually didn't take it as an insult. I took it as um, receipts for the work I've done. Like, please call me cruel, because to me, the worst people that exist are the ones that are thinking they are so good. Like, I'm not good, I'm not bad. Like, I'm just who I am. And yeah, I think I'll save that for another episode. I have so many things to speak on, but yeah, in the end, what do you feel in your body? Please don't doubt your reality. Please don't ever doubt your reality. I know you have been through stuff and you don't need anyone's recognition of that. You just need to know that, yeah, you can trust your body. Your body knows it all. And then open up. Let the rage fill you up. Be a vengeful little biatch. And yeah, amplify your turn on and your aliveness, because this life is delicious and you are delicious and disruptive and so dangerous, because you no longer dilute yourself. And to some, that is a fucking dream. And to others, it's the worst fucking nightmare, because you don't try to mirror or trigger people by purpose, but coming up to the edge of who you are just makes some feel inadequate. And that isn't emasculation. That is just them being revealed in the presence of who you are. So let that fill you up, because that power is true and it is yours, and it can never be taken away. Ever. Fucking ever. So let yourself indulge in the rage. Let yourself drop, drop how people show up in your world without guilt or sugarcoating it, and just hold that because it will settle so fast. And the golden ones, the ones who asks for feedback, the ones who can own everything about themselves without projecting their self-image, they are the keepers. Bye.